Question 1367. Have you ever had a thing with a coworker?
My staff is I'm straight, and my staff is at least 95% male, so no.
No, never.
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 Never gone for a drink with a coworker? Probably, I've no idea what your male-female rate is.
It's about 80% male in there. I'd say that much. But no, never. Even in some places where there's, no, never.
An after-work drink is not the same as getting.
Well, a thing is,
yeah.
that's an after-work drink, as in that's the start of something.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm not saying that would be classed as a thing, but Never Again says, well, of course I have. Morton says, well, no for yes. No for yes? Dawnophead says, all my things have been with co-workers. And Deary says, what's a co-worker? Someone you work with, or it could be a student that's on your course, potentially. It's a peer within your... Never Again. Where else would I meet anyone with the same interests? I'm a computer nerd. The internet. That's what the internet is full of.
Internet is for porn, damn it.
I don't even like. I don't really like even socialising with my work colleagues. To be honest,
Are you saying you don't like postmen?
No, I'm saying that on the few times I've been out on like even work studios with them, you end up 90% of the time they end up talking shop. I don't want to talk about fucking work when I'm out.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
I just don't like. There's a reason I don't generally. I mean, if one of them happens to be in the pub and I'm there, okay, yeah, might have a pint with them or something. But do I make a conscious effort to go out and like socialise with work colleagues? No.
I have to change my answer.
Why? Why? How can you change?
Yeah, I just remembered something, and so I have to change my answer to yes.
Ox says, "Oh fuck yes, used to party real good on the carny."
It was just a one-time thing, so that's why I forgot.
What was a fling?
And nobody got naked.
Did you not?
Nobody
says,
got naked. One of us left a big wet spot, but.
Linda says, yes, my husband. Mr. Nielsen says, except for the times I worked with my wife. Brainbug says, most of my past relationships have been with co-workers, none of them male, however. Was that relevant?
It was at the same... He typed it at the time that I said about the stats, and you asked Jeff about the stats.
Well, I was asking specifically about where he worked.
Well, that's just giving you... Fuck you, Dave.
Purple says, I've almost always worked alone, so it never came up. But, okay, when you work... I imagine co-workers in that context, if you were a window cleaner, that could include the people that you're going to clean windows for.
That makes
if you're a milkman. Say again?
That's not a co-worker.
It's not, but I'm trying to... It's a work environment.
That's not a co-worker.
It's not. I do agree it's not a co-worker.
And it's a co-worker is what you said in the question.
Are you technically working with them?
What is you're working for them. There is a relationship there.
If you want to change that, then twice. Sorry.
Do you want to?
But it wasn't my fault. The second time, I didn't initiate.
You want to change? Yeah, if you want to change the goalpost and the Bob customers, still never.
David Melbourne said, "Yes, I had a thing with my boss so I could get my kids a job."
Classic.
Julie says, well, Junk Shop and I met at a place where we both worked, but I was married to someone else at the time. Junk Shop and I didn't get together until after the divorce, so yes and no.
I mean, you do realise when you ask me these kind of questions, you do realise I've only ever been in like one relationship ever. Like, so it gives you a bit of an idea.
You know what? You're going to make it much easier if you give me all the details of that relationship and I can tailor questions around it.
Yeah, that ain't gonna fucking happen.
Donald Head says, off to get wet and naked. Oh, that's not relevant to this. Tobin says, I married a co-worker. Morton meant he had something. He hadn't had a relationship with a co-worker. He had something for a co-worker. Mr. Shadow Kitty, I had a thing with one of my guitar students. We ended up living together for 2 years.
Naughty.
I know. I'm going to say, is there any efficacy there, really? It's not like it's a... Lone Wanderer says, yes and no many times. Once I wanted to, but I also wanted to try to mend a relationship that ultimately failed. In retrospect, I should have fucked the shit out of him. Shad says, I don't want to talk about it. Interesting. Gary says, I don't socialise with my work colleagues. Ricardo says, yes. Nerdy says, a thing. How about more than one? Yep. At the same time? Julie says, one of my managers kissed me rather passionately at a pizzeria I worked at. It wasn't bad, but it definitely was not a date. Purple says, that would be a client or a customer. Yes. Crafty says, I didn't hear the question. I was distracted by Mama Atheist being so pretty. Manda, behave.
That's very sweet.
The question is, have you ever had a thing with a co-worker?
Oh, now we're back to just co-worker?
Say again?
Or now we're back to just co-worker?
We're always just co-worker. I've lost track of where we are. Linda says, the internet is a whole different story. No, we're talking about for Never Again because she was a programmer. Nerdy says, it's never a shit show when Dave clarifies things. It always goes well when I clarify things and don't think them through. Purple says, I've never done anything with someone I met as a customer, but there were people I hooked up with online for sex that hired me after that. For sex or for carpentry? Not carpentry. No. I forgot what Purple does.
Well, both
What
of
the
them.
fuck it is that you do, Purple?
Both of them have to do with money.
Completely different. Pork Granny's back. She hasn't answered the question yet. Lone Wanderer says, I wanted to fuck a guy I worked with so bad, but I was in a relationship. There was no denying the feeling was mutual. Crafty Healer says, oh, that is a yes. Harmonica Man says, yes, I've had lots of things with co-workers. I don't suppose any of them ended up in a van on the White House lawn.
How would you class students?
Students would be... Oh, it depends on the situation. If it was like Harmonica Man, where it's a private music teacher type thing, or a private tuition thing, then that would probably be classed as a co-worker. But if it was a school situation, definitely not.
But it was a non-credited school course with no they kind of had prereqs, but not much, and it wasn't during normal school hours. And
she tries to. She says she's all ethical. We go through this whole thing, and it turns out she's been checking people in her class.
no, I said I didn't lie or cheat. It's very specific.
Purple says, actually, for 5 or 6 years, I got most of my jobs by having sex with people first. I want to become a handyman. For home repairs, that's what he does.
That sounds like the job for me now, too, actually.
Nerdy says, as a customer too, there was a lovely waitress in Pizza Hut one time. Lone Wanderer says, I had one co-worker sloppy drunk kiss me. But sloppy drunk kisses are very hit and miss. Had several propositions me for sex, which I declined. Harmonica Man says, yeah, that one. Julie says, when I taught at university, I had a couple of students that when they talked to me, I stared routinely at their shoes. Never fuck a student. Yeah. Cadence.
Yes.
More than once?
Well, if you count the entire military as being coworkers, yes, I married one, then divorced her, and then after, whenever I worked one job as a civilian, I got her a job working with me, which she subsequently got fired from. So
Fair
let's do this.
Sarah?
Yes, many times.
Manda?
I dated a TA when I was a TA. There was a guy I dated for a while when I worked at NASA. We had met. He worked in Houston, so we weren't in the same place, but it was long distance. We dated a bit. And then other was the guy that I worked with when I did solar work. There was him as well. So a few, I guess.
Purple says it opened a unique niche. Since my work was going into people's homes, knowing I was accepting of LGBTQ plus and kink, they were comfortable with me where they wouldn't want someone else. I even got to commission and design a complete dungeon. Right, next question.
Dave.
Good catch.
Yeah, you definitely ain't getting off of that one.
I don't think so. Possibly. I mean,
Can't remember.
I can't remember.
Hey, can I explain my situations a little bit, just real briefly? Because I feel bad the way they came out.
Just wait a second. Let me read one more thing in the chat, then I'll let you explain. Jayuni says the entire staff with me asked me how that worked. I have no answer. No, I don't know how that worked. Right, go on, Jenny.
Okay, the coworker was a nurse who worked on the same floor I did. She was actually my boss, and it was her idea for us to get together and go to my apartment and do what we did. And it was only one time thing, and that's the end of the story.
That's the end of the story.
The customer. These were all before I transitioned. Okay, that's another thing I want to make clear. The customer thing was a customer when I had my shop. She found out that I was trans, and well, I guess that wasn't before I transitioned. Then, and she attacked me one day in the back of the shop when we were there, just her and I actually fought, not physically, but I fought her off, and nothing happened. Although and the student situation, this was an adult enrichment course. There were students from the university, and there was general public who would attend. I was the instructor, and of course they were the students. Everybody was over 18, and the three different people I had fun with were all general public members, not students of the university.
Yeah.
So it's kind of not as bad, eh? One of them, I was very sad that it ended, and it was my fault that it ended. I still think of her from time to time.
Donna says define a thing. A fling, a snog, rampantly shagged them in a store closet. I mean, I tell you, I've certainly done things with it with people at work, but they weren't people that worked there as well.
Which sounds so much better.
Donna says, maybe. That's a yes. If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.